Hey, 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 everybody. So we're gonna just share it on your page there. All right, cool. Hey, it's Albert and Luana. So we are just coming on today. You want to know what we're talking about? Um, just give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna be sharing this in our group. Thanks for joining on, everybody. Ready? Ooh, so are you ready to talk about this stuff? All right, cool. All right, awesome. All right, so we're all set and ready to go. All right, cool. Hey,
What's up?
welcome. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey,
Hi.
Erica. All right, so we're tag teaming it tonight.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So welcome everybody again. It's Albert and Luana, and tonight, actually, this entire week, we are going to be sharing a little bit about libido. All right, so. I did, yeah. No, it's not a couples class, just tonight's session. We're going to be doing this together because, so if anyone wants to know, we are going to be sharing within our private group a little bit more for the rest of the week on something called libido and how you can help that natural ways without using toxic stuff to help your body. So if you're interested in knowing a little bit more about that, just drop a comment to say me, hands up, and I will get you on in that private group where we're going to be discussing some more. All right, but tonight we are going to be talking about before the libido, there has to be this one thing. All right, so I'm just going to tell you a really quick story. For me, last week was so funny. I was at our MOPS class, and we were doing this talk about having grace for our spouse and things like that. And one of the things that got me, one of the questions that we did in a group discussion was, what are you attracted to? What attracted you first in your spouse? And I am embarrassed to say, really, I had to stop and think about it. And sharing this with Albert, at the very beginning, in our marriage, like we would talk a lot about our attraction, about how we met and things like that. And it would flow out of my tongue. The memories, the sweet memories of everything would be right there in my memory, right there at the tip of my tongue. And oh yeah, this. But what is amazing is that I was shocked actually that I had to weed out the cobwebs out of my head, and I could not remember. I had to really walk myself step by step through the beginning, of our courtship and stuff like that. And I was like, so the reason for that, I think for us, right, in the beginning of our marriage, we were actually team leading the newlyweds ministry at our church at the time. So we were always constantly, as we were praying, preparing for the ministry, we would be talking about our marriage and and our beginnings and things like that. So it was easy to remember and recall. But what do you think about that?
Yeah, no, Luana is exactly right. I just think that as you get caught up in, and it's not an excuse, you get caught up in the busyness of life, and you just sort of take for granted, the ones that really mean the most to you, your wife, your children, and you forget about just how important they are to you. It's always good to express that to others because, it's how that would, they would like to hear that. I'm sure, like Luana was saying, like she kind of lost track of like, what the sparkle in my eye, or or the things that kind of attracted her to me, and I would admit too, it's like you kind of take that for granted, and we all need to kind of just share just how much our loved ones mean to us. I mean, it will make a huge difference. Tomorrow's not promised. We don't know how long we have on this earth, and God has blessed us to have loved ones around us, our spouses, our children, siblings, parents, list goes on and on of just people that mean so much to us, but yet we a lot of times don't take the time just to tell them that, to tell them that how much we appreciate them, how much we love them, how much we love spending time with them, how much we, just appreciate their encouragement and their support. And even as Luana is looking at me, you know, I could, but anyway, but yeah.
Trying to score points. Okay.
But all that to say is that it's a good thing. It's really a good thing, and we all need each other. We all need each other to encourage one another, so that way we can continue to go on, because life is not easy at times, and having that support, having that encouragement from someone who really cares about you will make all the difference in the world.
Yeah. So one of the things too, and for just going way back now to what we shared with our newlyweds group, you know, the one thing you have to do constantly is remember the reason why. And one of the things that we read in, I forgot which book, we have like tons of like marital books, but one of the things that we always share with other people is remember that one physical aspect that you were attracted to that person. And for me, it was his eyes. That's why he mentioned that, you know, the sparkle in his eyes. So when you're having an argument, when you're having that disagreement or something, you know, it will be a trigger in your mind to look at that aspect of that person, and let the sweet memories be reignited, so that you're not falling off and like basically ending up on ground zero. You know, so tonight what we're gonna do is actually share our story, because we haven't shared it in a long time, and so we're just going to take 5 minutes each and share a little bit of our story. And we do encourage you, the reason why we're doing this because again, like I shared, we're doing this week-long series on libido and love for this week. But before we get to even talking about that, we have to talk about the core issues with our relationship and with our marriage, you know, before we get, hey Paula, hey Sam. Yeah, before we get to talking about that, we have to have, because who wants to talk about libido when you like, don't talk to me, don't touch me. All right, so we have to we have to clear the air and have that positive connection, right? So
sure,
you can start. You have 2 minutes. How did we meet, and what attracted you to me when you first? Yeah. Wow.
We only have 2 minutes
yes.
now, but I'm gonna try to give the highlights. But when I met Luana, the first time I met Luana was at the church we used to go to, and there was a youth group going on, and I saw Luana. She was actually sharing. She was preaching, and I saw it. And I was just like really attracted to that fire, that passion that she had in her, and I was just like, oh, you know, she's cute. You know, she's cute. She got a little passion. She got a little fire going on. She's cute too. So, but the thing is, I didn't know her, and then at the end of that meeting, you know, I was trying to, you know, kind of weasel my way over there to kind of say hi, but she was not even trying to look at me, wasn't noticing me at all. So I kind of, you know, I was, you know, at that time I was, you know, in a sense, I was insecure, and I was like, I won't, you know, maybe she not notice me, so I'm gonna go on my merry way. So years passed. I had gone to a Bible school, and I came back. Actually, you know what? But I skipped a lot of things. I skipped a lot of stuff. But anyway, just to kind of get in, you know, kind of sum it up a little bit. Years passed, and I came back into the city because I was in North Carolina, and I came back to the city, and I ended up going to a meeting at one of our friends' house, and I saw Luana again, and so it's like I kept running into Luana, even though I didn't necessarily know her personally. I kept running into her, so it's like it was almost like it was fate, because it was just, you know, God was bringing us to each other, even though we didn't necessarily know it. So still nothing didn't happen, and then I saw her at another meeting, and then we started talking, and then I finally got a chance to really hear her heart, finally get the chance to have a conversation with her and laugh with her, and then it just sort of, things just kind of happened as we began to talk on the phone and began to spend a little time with each other. but I really canceled out a lot. This is a real short,
Very short.
2-minute version, maybe like a 1.5 minute version. But the point is that, you know, it started off at that seemingly innocent meeting that I went to, that I met her and I saw her and I was attracted to that passion. I was attracted to, of course, you know, she was cute, she was beautiful as well, and I was attracted to her in that way too. And I didn't think necessarily something was going to come out of it, even though obviously it did. But it was just something about her that was drawing me towards her, that I had to know more about her. I had to get to know her better. So I'm grateful that, you know, God brought us together, and here we are.
Very cool. And what is one physical attribute that you found attractive?
I'm not saying this on Facebook Live.
Okay. I'll let you off the hook. You can tell me later.
It was the smile. Your smile. No, but your smile really was. It really did brighten up the room. So just like
tell
it's
me the
on
truth
right
later. All right, cool. Yeah. So So that's it. So again, like how I'm feeling right now, just hearing him retell that story. Now, we didn't tell each other these stories before we got on. It's been a while since we talked about us. So this, you know, it's making me feel happy. It's making me feel treasured. Just him retelling it, just even in this moment right now. So all of this is not rehearsed, y'all. This is for real. So yeah. I am turning red. Yeah. So, anyway, all right. So my turn. And for me, I think I've told you this before, but I didn't like you.
Whoa.
And the only reason why I didn't like you was because it was against, I did like you, but I was trying not to like you. So I thought you were cute when I saw you come to hospitality. We were in hospitality ministry together, and just for a brief moment, and he ended up being on my mom's team. My mom was a team leader, and he ended up being on her team, and I was like, ah! And I was so irritated because this is me. You know, in that time frame, I was telling the Lord, like, I am giving my 20s to you, and I was 20, I can't remember how old we were, but this is before you went to Bible college. So then he, so, you know, with that whole thing, I was so happy that he left. So he was gone for years. Like, I think it was, I saw Erica said years. Yeah, it was years. It was like about 2 or 3 years. And the funny thing is, like, when he was gone, like, right before, then the day before he left, I'm sorry, yeah, the day before he left, it was a Sunday, and he went, yeah, I walked past you, and they were celebrating you at the restaurant, the Mamma Mia restaurant. Yeah. Maria Pia. It turned out to be our restaurant afterwards, but I was walking by with my friends, and I remember having that conviction, just go say hello, and I was like, no. So I did do it in obedience, and I said, hey, you know, all the best on your Bible college. And then I saw, I think it was maybe, yeah, when you came back, I didn't know when he came back, but it happened to be a couple of weeks before New Year's, and I saw him, and I was like, I got so happy. I was like, oh, he's back, and it's time. I was going in my head, oh, cool. And then we invited, was it you? No, I didn't, it wasn't me, it was
Matt.
It was Matt. Yeah, Matt invited you. We were over at Rootsu, at my best friend's house, Rootsu. We were having an all-night prayer meeting for New Year's Eve. It was beautiful, and Matt said, hey, can I bring a friend? Turned out to be him.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, and I had no idea
Love
it was
you,
him.
bro.
And when he came through the door, I was like, it's him! And long story short, like, you know, for me, the main feature, like I mentioned before, was I love whenever he laughs or smiles, the sparkle in his eye, and that's what attracted me initially to him. I'll not tell you the part B, attraction, physical attribute. We'll tell each other that later. But yeah, but you know, that's basically the beginning, and then after that, I think it was 6 months later, yep, in June, July. Which Matt, what's his name again? His last name?
Roth.
Matt Roth, right. Matt Roth. I'm thinking about his wife. Yeah, Matt Roth. And yeah, tag him if you can tag him. And yeah, so yeah, that's a long story short. 6 months later, he asked me to start courting, and then a year after that, we got married. So it was basically 18 months since that New Year's Eve meeting again that we got married. So and
Yep.
it's going on 10 years in July. So here we are.
Yep.
So yeah, so we do encourage you guys, before you can even think about love, before you can even think about, you know, getting intimate or anything like that, just keep remembering, if you're having a disagreement or an argument or something like that, remember the sweet times, remember the beginning, keep those mileposts, you know, like in the Bible, God always encourages people to set up mileposts, set up memory spots, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those memory positions, you got to go back and just, you'll see those bricks and remember, God has been good to me in this place. And that's the thing for us. We have to remember, God has been good to us in this place. So even if you're having difficulty in your marriage, remember, you know, God has been good to you in this place. Remember the good times. Remember the beginning, and you know, and just keep moving forward.
Definitely.
Yeah, and remember the sparkle in his eye.
Yep.
And my cute smile.
Yes, and write it down. Even take a picture, you know, because
cute smile. Because this cute smile goes away sometimes.
but write it down. Like Luana is saying, it's really great to write it down. I mean, some of you that journal, that's a great way to start your journal. Is writing down, you know, just the things that you love about your spouse. I mean, it will keep you going when the things get tough, and it will remind you that you're in there for the long haul, and this is the reason why you love this person, that you want to be with this person, and it'll give you strength to continue to keep going and to appreciate them a little bit better.
Absolutely.
Right?
So Rekindle a Romance. Nope, I haven't heard of that. Have you heard of that song?
Rekindling a Romance?
No, I haven't heard of that song.
No.
And I like to see happy faces on you too. Yeah, thank you, Sharon. Big sis. Just scrolling through the questions here. Woohoo! And what year was this? This was when you, yeah, it was basically, it was a year and a half before we got married. So we got married in 2007.
Yes.
So it was 2006. We're heading into 2006. That was New Year's.
Yeah, something
Yeah,
like that.
2006. Yeah, because then it was, yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was the year. Holla. And oh, cool, he proposed at Maria Pia. Yeah, that's our spot.
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, you did my 30th birthday surprise.
Yeah.
Maria Pia was involved.
I guess.
Great spot. I still remember their what's that thing? What's that dish I always got? I forgot. I didn't like it. All right, awesome. Laughter is good for the heart. Absolutely. Absolutely. Very cool. All right, awesome. Thank you so much, guys. So we hope that you've been blessed by this, and we do encourage you guys, as Valentine's Day and Love Day is coming up, yeah, take time to rekindle the romance. Like, I love that. I'm gonna look for that song now to rekindle it, and just remember, take a time and walk through memory lane of when you guys got together, and if there are issues in the marriage, take time to talk it out. You know, it's definitely worth it to do it, and take time to talk without the kids. All right, cool.
All right.
So have a good night. Thank you for joining on, everybody.
Right.
If
Thanks,
you have
guys.
found value in this too, just go ahead and drop a comment, share it for anybody who you believe would find value and be encouraged by this tonight. And guess what? So the rest of the Lucy Libido is based on this book. We're going to be talking about it. All right, so some in a private Facebook group. If you would like to be added to this group, please, if you would like to drop a comment, or you can just send me a private message if you don't want it to be out on Facebook. But if you want to be added, just let me know, and I'll add you to the group. And our next chat is tomorrow night at 9 p.m. All right, so cheers, everyone. Thanks for joining on. Cheers. All right, cool.
Good night.
Cool. Yay.